Hey, what's going on, everybody? Here in Cybercon, I hope you're enjoying the day and roaming these virtual corridors and lapping up all of the delicious delights and festive delicacies that are on offer. If you don't know who I am, my name is Glenn Cochran. I'm a content creator and I do a lot for Scarefest, including a weekly spot on Scarefest television, and I host Scarefest Radio Reanimated. So I thought I would put together a little video to talk about Terrifier. This is a film that's had a lot of coverage at Scarefest over the last few years, particularly on Scarefest television. And one of the special guests here right now at Cybercon is Catherine Corcoran, who is one of the stars of Terrifier. I've got a lot to say about it, so we're going to play the trailer, and I'll talk to you about the film and why I think it's so good. And then afterwards, we'll come back and say a few more words. So without further delay, let's get stuck into it. Terrifier is one of those unassuming independent horror films that comes along, some would say, from out of nowhere and becomes an instant cult classic. Of course, some others would say that it did not come from out of nowhere because it was actually an expansion from an anthology film called All Hallows Eve, which director Damien Leone made in 2013. The appearance of that film's psychotic killer clown, known as Art the Clown, was so visually arresting and scary that it demanded a full-length feature film all to itself. And so Terrifier is 80 minutes of gore and absolute depravity. And yes, for an average viewer who has no knowledge of the earlier anthology movie, Terrifier is definitely a slice of horror that came from out of nowhere. As with most good slasher movies, the narrative is simple. Two drunk girls walking home on Halloween night cross paths with Art the Clown. He sets his sights on them and begins to torment them before eventually kidnapping and butchering one of them, leaving the other to carry the film forward with her escape and his pursuit and all of the typical tropes that we expect from this type of movie. Now firstly, before I do go any further, when I say that the tropes are typical and that the narrative is simple, I mean that as a compliment. Movies like this are called formula for a reason, and when the formula is adhered to and executed well, it is a thing of beauty. And also, when I say that one of the girls is butchered, that's precisely what I mean. Now, I won't go into the details because some of you will not have seen the movie, and this is one of those things that you really need to experience without any spoilers. But what I can say is that Terrifier is notorious for one of the greatest, most deplorable and effective killings in horror history. Damn if it's not disgusting, and as a horror fan, it is fucking sensational. So anyway, as I say often, do yourself a favour and check out Terrifier. One of its stars, Catherine Corcoran, is a guest at Cybercon today, so if you do get a chance, if it hasn't already passed, head on over and ask her some questions. And once again, get onto this movie as soon as you can. And to its credit, Terrifier has broken through my own fatigue with killer clown movies. Killer clowns just aren't horror villains that I tend to enjoy watching, especially when most modern movies miss the point of what makes clowns so scary to begin with. All too many filmmakers turn them into grotesque monsters with supernatural features, which is dumb because the regular clowns doing bad things is far more effective. But anyway, Terrifier, as well as another really cool clown slasher film from a few years ago called 100 Tears, are pretty much the only two clown horror movies of the last decade that are really worth bothering with. Both are extreme, both are independent, both bona fide cult classics. See what I mean? That's a twisted mofo film. And if you've seen it before, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, and you will know exactly what I mean when I talk about that scene that I won't describe, because that first time, it's one of those what can be seen can never be unseen things. Now, the exciting news is that there is a Terrifier 2 on the way. It's been confirmed, and there is a teaser trailer online. But why go and look for it when I could just show you right now? So, look, have a great time at the rest of Cybercon. You might see me elsewhere on the website, roaming those corridors. And if so, drop by and say g'day. And if not, well, I'll catch you some other time on Scarefest television. But for now, let's take a look at what's to come with Terrifier 2.
So what are your plans tomorrow?
Meg and Melanie's throwing a Halloween party.
You think that guy's still out there?
What's up with you and this clown all of a sudden? You're like obsessed.
They never found his body. What if he decides to come back here?
I wouldn't worry about it. On the off chance that he is still alive, I'm sure he's gone far away from here.